What's going on, y'all? It's the PRIME coming back at y'all with another episode of the Prime Nostalgia Podcast. I'm here with my co-host Leeboy TV.
Leeboy TV in the building, man. It's another milestone. I mean, not the big milestone, but we almost there. But we got a good one today.
Yes, episode 99. 99 episodes of PNP. Yeah,
Yeah,
99.
man.
We almost there.
You was here for all 99 of them. I've been here for about 60, 70 of them. But man, either way, it feels like it's been 100. So actually, no, it actually went by pretty fast, man. We had some dope interviews, some dope times over the last year and a half. And yeah, man, 100 came up quick.
Yeah, it seemed like just yesterday we was doing episode 50 and Colt tried to get us canceled. So yeah, so
Yep,
yeah.
and here we are. Here we are, episode 99. And we have a special themed episode for today. Why don't you tell the people what's going on?
So today I wanted to do something inspired by a podcast that I listened to that got me into wanting to do a nostalgia podcast. And I want to do a year in review because, these things are fun. We get a lot of suggestions and they're interactive. So we're doing, for our 99th episode, a year in review of the year 1999. And,
Hey.
we're just going to talk about our favorite movies, our favorite songs, our favorite shows, and our favorite albums from that year. And hopefully you can, sit back, relax, and listen to us talk about our favorite stuff.
It was a good year, man. There's a lot of things going on in 99. Besides one category is a little bit light, but yeah, we'll get into that for
I
sure.
wonder what that light category is. I don't know. I had one that was I felt was light, but my light is different from other people's light. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
1998 was a good year too. Just based off everything that I seen that kind of spilled over into 99. I had to do some research. I'm like, nah, that was 98. Starting off with the Lauryn Hill album was September 98. So that one was huge. And then Hard Knock Life, Jay-Z song that I love, one of my favorite Jay-Z's. It was still on the charts in 99, but released in 1998. So neither one of those are on my list, but I just wanted to shout those out. The entire miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I'm always shouting out Lauryn Hill when I can.
yes, I mean
She was huge at this time. Just
you have to
didn't
you have
quite
to
make it.
you have to shout out you have to shout out for the amount of albums that you missed because obviously there's only there's not that many. So, but look, we got all these categories, and where do you want to start? Where do you want to start on this list?
You know what? I mean, we have both albums and songs. Do you want to do those back to back later? Start off with those. I mean, we can get right into the movies. What do you think?
You know what? Let's start with albums.
All right, let's do it.
Uh, mine is mine is not what you would imagine, but let's go. Let's go with yours.
Just my favorite album from '99. You want to hear some honorable mentions?
So
Because
we're
I
gonna
actually
say
got it. You know how I do. I got a tie at this. Starting off with a
so
tie, baby.
we are we're gonna say our favorites first, and then after me and you talk about our favorites, then we're gonna trickle into our honorable mentions.
So yeah, this one was super hard for me to pick between these two. I could not live with myself because there's one that I know is like the best, and there's one that I was really near and dear to my heart, and it's a little bit embarrassing. But that album is The Writings on the Wall, Destiny's Child. If you look up the soundtrack, if you look up the track list from it, it's like jumping, and all just all the joints. In fact, should we just pull it up? Because I don't even have it. I don't know it right now offhand. But if you look at it, it was at least 8, 9 joints that I was like, damn. And it just, looking at the track list, I was like, yeah, I definitely listened to this entire album, song by song, knew all the words, and was singing like I was Beyonce for sure. Shout out to Destiny's Child, man. They doing their damn thing. So they were hot back then, man. They were definitely hot. And this is one, I think, their best albums as a group. as a group, just looking at the track list. So that's
Okay.
what I had at, the one that was near and dear to my heart. Another one though, should I go ahead and just move on? And this one surprised me because it came out in 1999, but it's titled 2001, and that is The Chronic. I had to do it look a couple times. It came out in November 1999.
Uh-huh.
And obviously it's a classic. Obviously, like the first 8 tracks of this is outrageous. It's like there's no touching this album, The Chronic 2001. I remember I was going to Washington, D.C. I was about in 8th grade. And I was this is the album that you wasn't supposed to have. Somebody probably slid it to me, had the disc man, and was banging this on like I said, I took a trip to Washington, D.C. in 8th grade, and I was playing this for everybody. I was like, hey, I got that fire. Because they was saying some stuff I was not supposed to be in tune with at 8th grade, but that was definitely a staple in my coming of age story. Was that Chronic in 2001 album
Okay.
released in
Okay.
1999, which is just weird, but
That is weird, but then Prince also has an album called 1999 that was not released in 1999. So
yeah, that's
um,
that's just strange.
mine is very much surprising because you probably don't even know this album, but mine is Millennium. Mine is
Millennium.
Millennium. Millennium by a band. Can you guess what band it is?
Millennium. I would say something like LFO. It's not Backstreet Boys. It is Backstreet Boys. See, look, I knew it was one of them. I did know. I heard of the Millennium album, man. I ain't that off. I was around. I was around them folks actually around that time. This is all that day, so they probably was up there promoting.
Probably, but it's like, look, there's a lot of for me a lot of albums with songs that a lot of songs that I like. It's just not. It's just not multiple songs. Like Millennium, I know people say it's Backstreet Boys. So I'm like, you got like 4 or 5 songs for me at least of their biggest hits on this thing. And I'm not a Backstreet Boys fan. These are like the only Backstreet Boys songs I know, and they just all happen to be on this album. Yeah, those are arguably their biggest songs ever. All just happen to be on one album. So yeah. Um, we can get into honorable mentions though. What are some of your honorable mentions
Yeah,
to sum
man.
up this album conversation?
So honorable mentions, and I thought there was a pretty good amount of albums that came out that year. Fan Mail by TLC,
Yep, I got that.
arguably, yeah, their best album. There's tons of, some of their biggest hits are definitely on that
I would say
album.
arguably. I would say arguably, in my opinion, but Fan Mail is still a great album.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. I mean, that's Waterfalls and all that, right? And Pretty and I'm So Pretty and all that stuff. Or
No, I think no Fan Mail. I think is just. I gotta go back. It's just it was just like 2 songs on there from my personal liking, and then uh uh is it Crazy Sexy Cool? Is the one
Crazy
that
Sexy.
got the.
I don't think that has Waterfalls on it, does it? So yeah, I mean, I just remember it being like a cultural phenomenon at the time. Like I think that might have been their last album. Was it their last album together?
I can't recall, but I remember seeing a story saying like it's called Fan Mail because of they were receiving a lot of fan mail, so they kind of wanted this to be their like uh answer to the fan mail in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Another album I loved from that year that had me definitely in my bag as far as the bars was the Blackout album, Method Man and Redman.
Red Man, yep.
Obviously, that particular song was on a bunch of video games. I remember the Rock Wilder song or boom 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 boom. That was on a bunch of video games for sure. Probably some Madden and some 2K games. It was on the 2K1 game. Yeah, definitely was on that 2K game. And so that was just out of control. And Method Man and Redman, it was the first time they had got together. They had this, this great this great relationship where they played off each other, and we got to see that play out in the album. And then the Slim Shady LP, Eminem. I was, surprised that it came out in the same year as the Chronic 2001. But yeah, they was killing it that year. Aftermath was doing their thing. Slim Shady LP was definitely one of a kind. And then everybody that knows me knows I'm a big Jay-Z fan. I know pretty much all of his lyrics all the way up into the Black Album and beyond, but definitely was on all the early stuff. And Volume 3 came out that year. It wasn't his biggest album or nothing, but anything Jay-Z I was all on top of, especially when I was 13, 14 years old. So yeah, those were the albums that I had and my honorable mention spots.
Okay, I got you. Don't say it, fan mail. I got DMX.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was X, because that's like, for me, Party Up was that song. So
Right.
so yeah, I got, and then there was X. Um, that's the only one. That was the only one I can. That one and TLC were the only two where I was like, definitively these are on my list. They're actually, you know what? I might put an honorable mention for my honorable mention is Astro Lounge. That's by Smash Mouth. It's
Mm-hmm.
because Smash Mouth has like 3 hit songs, and 2 of them are Shrek related, and they are all on this album. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Smash
saw
Mouth.
those. And then just to throw them out there, Ja Rule. I wasn't a huge Ja Rule fan, but Veni Vidi Vici came out that year, a huge album. Like you said, the DMX album. And I think the Rough Riders anthem, the Rough Riders Volume 1 came out that year, which was huge as well. So yeah, man, it was a good year for rap for sure. In 1999, everything came out that year except for the 99 and the 2000. that back that Back That Ass Up came out in 98, which is just I would love to have put that in my Hogan's list, which we have coming up, just because Backs That Ass Up, just because their new remix, they just destroyed a classic with that one. But
Man,
yeah,
look,
we can I don't know if you want to get into that. We could, just
I
because it's
don't want to
99
get
and
in,
2000. Look.
I don't want to get into it. What I'm gonna tell you, they did what they wanted to do, and it was trending.
Right.
That's all. They wanted to get attention, and that's what they did. Uh, we got some suggestions. We got 80s, 90s, and 2000s era says "Sweet Kisses" by Jessica Simpson. We got John from Blast from Our Past says "Rage Against the Machine" Battle of Los Angeles, which is kind of more rock and metalish. We got Adam from Blast from Our Past says "Incubus, Make Yourself." Then we got
Mm.
Brian says, I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's an Outcast album. Uh,
Aquemini.
Aquemini. Why was I about,
Aquemini. Okay, I didn't
why
even
was I
know
about to
that
say
came out in
Aquemini?
99.
Why
Yeah.
was I about to say Aquamini? I don't know. Aquemini.
Now, Aquemini has one of the best covers ever for a hip hop album. I didn't even realize that came out in 99. It didn't show up on any of the lists. So maybe it came out in 98. He was
Yeah,
maybe he
maybe.
missed it.
Maybe he didn't do
Maybe he
his
missed
research
it.
all the way out. Well,
But that is definitely a joint. If it came out in 99, will definitely be on my list as well as an honorable mention. So I'm gonna have to check that out. So you this term that you shot me though, Hogan, is that what it is the worst of the year?
yeah, so the podcast that I got this from, they call it a Ferguson because they like Clarissa Explains It All, and obviously,
Mhm.
the brother, they kind of don't like the brother. Obviously, he's still an annoying brother.
So you don't like Hulk Hogan?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so I could just start off with mine. Like this was the era of the boy bands and the pop music. And so I'm gonna just, and this is a very unpopular pick right now, but hit me, baby, one more time, my
You
lonely
know what?
man.
I actually don't mind it. I don't hate it,
I
but
hate
I'm
Britney
not gonna
Spears.
download it or
I
nothing.
hate Britney Spears. All of her music, from Hit Me Baby to I'm a Slave for You, all of them joints. I can't think of
I
one
I
song.
only know 2 songs, so
I can't think of one song that I like from Britney Spears. Me personally. I mean, she has, I guess you could, they move the culture, but they never moved me personally. So that was the beginning. That's who I'm choosing. Miss Britney Spears, Hit Me Baby One More Time. Worst album of 1999. Definitely wasn't the worst album, but in my personal opinion, it's the one that I would throw out of all the albums that I've seen on these 1999 lists. So
Okay, so I saw her on she was on a show a show, and she was performing "Hit Me Baby One More Time," and I was like, people actually said she moved the culture with her dance moves, and she looked so lazy. She was like, "Oh baby, baby."
oh Lord.
I was like, "What is it? What?"
Sorry, I know I
Anyway,
just gave Brittany the Hogan, but we still team Brittany, kinda. All right, so yeah, let's just get that out the way.
mine's my Hogan was Lou Albega. Uh, because why do you have a whole album if you're a one hit wonder?
That's it. You didn't even hear the album. It wasn't trash or nothing. You just don't even
I
know.
didn't hit it. Why you a one hit wonder? Why do you have an album?
Oh man, he's
Just like
trying. He's trying. He tried.
just like even though I love their song, was it the Eiffel 65? They the ones that sing "I'm Blue."
Mm-hmm.
They don't. Why do you need an album? Like I, I don't know. But those are my two. Uh, and we gonna move on. We gonna move on to we're gonna move on to movies. To movies.
All right, all right. This was I thought this was a great category too. Hey, but man, you just went to my other category. I got tied. I got another tie for the movie. I think you
Okay.
know my real favorite movie from this.
So I know two that you're gonna say already.
Yeah, there's one that I always talk about that's definitely actually one of my favorite movies of all
I
time.
already know which one is yours. I know you're two. I already know you're tied.
You know the tie?
You want me to say it for you?
Let's see if you got it. Let's see what you got.
It's The Wood
Okay.
and Blue Street.
Oh, no, not Blue Street.
Oh, okay. I was
Blue
close.
Street. I do love Blue Street though. That
I was close.
my mom got your pieces. Love Blue Street. But definitely The Wood.
Is
I don't know
it?
if you're gonna be able to guess the second one because I haven't talked about it much. I don't think you really like this movie much, so it hasn't come up, and it's not really.
Who's in it? Who's in it?
If I say that, it'll give it away.
Is it Life?
No, but I love Life too.
All right.
It's Keanu Reeves, The Matrix. The Matrix.
Oh,
I don't know if we've talked about it much, but that is just one of the. I've probably seen it 10 to 15 times. You know, I love these movies where that have complex plots, where you can watch them over and over again. Right now, that movie for me is Tenet. If you haven't seen Tenet with John David Washington, excellent movie. Reminds me a lot of The Matrix. But yeah, and there's a lot of movies have tried to recreate what The Matrix has done.
Even The Matrix.
Even The Matrix did it 3 times, and it just gets worse and worse, and they just
We'll see how they do. They got another one.
But movies, like Inception, like Tenet, all kind of fall into that category where there's ultimate forms of reality. And The Matrix did it for me way back when I was 12 and 13. One of the more serious films you kind of watch by yourself. But as far as like the best, obviously The Wood, I talk about it all the time. It's one that I used to watch with my friends and knew all the words, knew all the jokes. Stacy. This is light blue, he ain't he thought he was gonna really get himself out of a beating with some Crips with some Bloods talking about this is light blue. I just thought that was hilarious. North Carolina, it's North Carolina. But yeah, Big Mike, obviously Tamala Jones, her character. There's so many classic moments in The Wood that I love. But some of those other movies that you said as well are on my honorable mentions because it was just a great year for movies, 1999.
Yeah, so mine is Blue Street.
Mm-hmm.
Because
we got your pieces.
It's like probably the most rewatched movie from '99 for me. For one, they come on all the time, and then it's on Netflix, so like I just turn to it whenever. So those two things added, it's like Blue Street for sure.
Yeah, and that's a movie I definitely seen at least 15 times, like not way more probably. Especially certain portions of it, like the middle portions, the
Mhm,
scenes with Dave Chappelle. You cannot turn away from those scenes.
mhm.
And yeah,
Detective Malone, like this. First of all, they don't even go Malone.
oh, remember he had that cortisone cream and he shook his hand.
Yeah, bro. He was like, oh,
Oh yeah, there's certain parts in that film that you could watch
it,
100 times. It'll never get old.
and it's a lot of random parts where Luke Wilson is like mimicking what Martin was doing, especially the one he
Oh
was like,
yeah.
I got this. It's
Oh
a what
God.
he said,
Yeah,
it's
he's
a
like
cheat
trying to be
thing.
cool.
Uh-oh. What? He said it's a cheat thing. What are you talking about?
Wait, is
Well, yeah.
Tamala Jones in that too? Is she the wife?
Yes, she is. She
Yo,
is.
shout out to Tamala Jones. She was literally
Yes.
hot stuff back then. Uh,
Please
yeah,
come
please
on our
come on the
show.
podcast, please. I
Please.
know her cousin, but she says her cousin says she haven't talked to her in a while. So, Tamala, if you know Vanessa, hook up with Vanessa. Tell Vanessa to call me, and then oh yeah, we're gonna make it all happen.
Yeah. We and we've been
Yes,
anyway.
we need Tamala. Where's she
Um
been too? She needs to come back in
she's
general.
she's on the show right now called
Dope,
Rebel.
dope. She deserves it. Yeah, because she was dope actress back then. She's hilarious. Love her spirit and love her comedy style.
Yep, she's on a lot of stuff. Now that I go back and watch, she's on like one on one, all these movies that I'm seeing now. She was on she was randomly that wasn't Boys in the Hood, was it? Maybe whatever. She was on a movie randomly. So
Probably.
Friday. This is a Friday.
Yeah, she's
So
in a
something with
bunch of
Ice
stuff.
Cube.
She's in
Something with
everything. Yeah.
Ice Cube. It was Friday. It was uh the
Next
second
Friday.
Friday.
Next Friday. Oh yeah, she's Baby D's little cousin.
She cute. Yeah,
She's Baby D's
she was
sister.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. Anyways, honorable mentions for movies. Other than Blue Streak, and you got any?
Yeah. So I had Blue Streak. I definitely had Life. Life was an excellent movie. One of the best movies from those two. Definitely. You know, definitely put a stamp on their career at the time and showed their acting chops. You seen them grow old in the movie and play themselves young. It was just an excellent movie. Obviously, if you haven't seen it, you better go see that right now. Um,
You know what? They got that in here, don't you?
I got Sixth Sense on my list. It was just a crazy, mind blowing film at the time. Other films that were great that year. This could have easily been a Hogan, but also Wild Wild West. I don't know. I just had to do it. Love that movie. A lot of people thought it was real bad.
I
You thought it was bad?
didn't think it was bad. I just didn't. I didn't think it matched. All right. I just think
It
why
was
is
just
Will
a
Smith
big
a
movie,
cowboy?
man.
I was like, all
It
right.
was just a big movie, but it wasn't that great. But I just remember I like the song actually. That's what it is. I just love
The
Cisco and that
Wild
song.
West.
Yeah, Kumo D remix with Cisco, can't go wrong. And then a great movie from that year, which is kind of underrated, or I know you don't like the main actor in this, Big Daddy. You're not an Adam Sandler fan, right? No. So
You know,
I
I did recently watch The Wedding Singer for the first time the other day.
how would you think?
Uh, if I have to go my whole life without seeing a movie with Adam Sandler singing, it would be too soon. But I can see why people like the movie. I mean, it takes place in the '80s, so it's like my type of thing. So, but yeah, it was all right. It was cool. All right. So I have Life. I got Toy Story 2. My first honorable mention. I don't even know if you've seen this movie. You probably like, what is this? It's American Pie.
Oh yeah, no, I seen it. I seen American Pie.
It's American Pie. Which we might have to do. I don't know. It's like so ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. It's strange. All those movies.
it's
There's some strange movies that came out in 1999.
we got Adam from Blast from My Past say The Matrix. So you got one.
Definitely.
80s, 90s, and 2000s era said The Wood.
Hey, okay.
Brian said Life, and John from Blast from My Past said Galaxy Quest, which is a Tim Allen. It's a movie about Comic Con actually. So
I'm
You know.
familiar with Galaxy Quest. Yeah, I wouldn't put it as a top. I would more put that in the Hogan list, but
Yeah. So Hogan's, I'm gonna say Big Daddy now.
you bet not, man. Big Daddy was a good movie. But there's a couple. There's one on there. I'm gonna just start off because it's not my real Hogan because I haven't actually seen it. But I saw Doug's first movie came out in 1999. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I was a big fan of Doug, so I'm gonna just go ahead and give it a Hogan, just for being
I
terrible. Was it
have heard
terrible?
that it was. I have heard that it was good because I've heard that his was better than Arnold's movie.
Yeah, I didn't see Arnold's either. So, um, but yeah,
Arnold got like 3 movies, I think, 2 or 3.
Yeah, I might. Well, maybe we could check those. That might be something we could review. I would be open to watching Doug's first movie. I may have seen it, I just don't remember, and so I'm just gonna start off with that as a Hogan. But my real Hogan goes to, actually a guy that's in Big Daddy, I believe, Deuce Bigelow. Deuce Bigelow. Do you ever see Deuce Bigelow, Mel Gigolo?
I
No.
I I try to stay away from titles like that. 'Cause why?
Deuce Bigelow, Mel Gigolo. Now it does. There is definitely some comedy moments. He dates like some huge girl, uh, and he's a somewhat of a player. He's a gigolo that has to go out on all these dates with the unwanted women of the world because they
So
pay.
so he's a gigolo, spending lots of dough.
Yeah, but they're spending lots of dough on him, and he has to show the ladies a good time.
So I have some, but I want to just like I have a list actually.
Alyssa Hogan's.
I have a list of movies that I was just like this is horrible. But
All the dating,
to
all the romantic comedies that came out that year, there's a bunch of terrible ones.
yeah, but this one, um, a lot of people really like this, and a lot of people really like these twins. I'll be honest with you, I don't really care for them at all, the Olsen twins. But Passport to Paris, I've seen that. I was forced to watch it. It was not good, and just because I was forced to watch it, that's my Hogan.
Yeah, I stayed away from as many Olsen twin movies. They're terrible actresses. They got older, it just got worse and worse. I don't know if it was their acting skills or the fact that they were just in control of their entire careers, which
Yeah, they could do no wrong. They. I think they were the first Adam Sandlers.
right where they
Like,
were they were producing, they were getting the scripts, they were just executive producing everything
well,
from.
I was just gonna say they were. I was just gonna say they were paid to go have a vacation and shoot a movie, kind of like Adam Sandler does. Because
Right.
all of their movies are in a different country. They're
Mhm.
on vacation in every movie.
Yeah, I seen a couple of them, and very early on, and I pretty much vowed to never watch any of their movies. They're all pretty low budget, and it seems like they put them together, but they made millions of dollars off those movies. So, who am I to judge? Except for I'm judging right now. They were bad. So
Yeah, and also I didn't really like Inspector Gadget. Uh,
I agree
you
with
know,
that.
Matthew Broderick is flat sometimes. So yeah, where you want to move to?
Whoo, you know what? Those were actually my top two categories, I believe. So I I just want to end with songs. So let's go to TV shows and then go to the song.
All right. What you got for shows?
TV shows. Now, this one is the one that I kind of felt was a little bit lacking, um,
Oh,
for me.
okay.
Um, yeah,
You
it
was
really
on
was. I
TV.
mean, there was a certain sitcom that was, that popped up on a lot of lists. I think all that was, it was still kind of around, I guess, at the time.
You were on until
I was on.
2001, I think,
No, I think I was on till
or
I was on till
2000.
2000. Yeah, I was on till 2000. So it was
Yeah,
still,
2000, and then they took a year off in the 2002.
but it was one of the down years, I would say, of all that was that 2000 year. That was like when Keenan and Kel was in and out, right?
So the 2000 year was season 5, which was a good season.
No, I think 2000 was season 6.
2000 90. No, you're
99 was
right.
probably season 5. Yeah.
99 was 2000. 99 is what I'm talking about. 99
Yeah,
was
yeah,
season
yeah.
5. So
Yeah, well,
99.
I don't have all that on my list, although it could be. It could be at the
Hey,
top.
look, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
What's on yours?
also I didn't watch all that much while I was on there. So it wasn't necessarily on my TV at the time. So at the top of my list, which may be a surprise because I have not talked about this on the podcast, is Whose Line Is It Anyway? Whose
Hmm,
Line Is It Anyway
okay.
was an amazing show. Obviously, I was into comedy, into sketching, improv,
Mm-hmm.
like that, and so I would just find myself captivated by one Drew Carey, and then whoever that tall, skinny bird looking guy was.
Yeah, I don't know his name. Yeah.
He was always doing this and had a long neck, and that guy was amazing. Obviously, Wayne Brady was on there tearing it up.
Well, look, mine was pretty easy because mine is not the peak, but it's like this show. It peaked in this fourth season, and it just stayed peaking until the last season. The last season, it declined. But I'm gonna say, Boy Meets World is mine.
Mm.
Uh, 99 was a good season. It was their college season where they went to college, got married, and did a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to say 99 Boy Meets World for me. Um, you want to get into some honorable mentions real quick? Let them know what's up with the honorable mentions.
Yeah, I mean, the Parkers popped up a lot in 1999. I don't know if it started in 99, which is probably why I was on so many lists. Um, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Great game show, was on in 1999, and I just remember that was the one you could watch with your entire family huddled up around the TV, and you want to see somebody hit the million. I don't remember seeing nobody actually get the million watching live. I remember, seeing the clips afterwards.
My honorable mentions are because y'all know me, Keenan and Kel.
Oh yeah.
That was like that was coming up on their last season because 2000s when they had the movie. So 99 was their like senior year. Kim Fields was on there a lot. She was the principal, and Alexis Fields was on there a lot. I think that's the year Bill Bellamy was on there as well. So they was rotating people. They even had Joe Person on there. Britney Spears on there. In 99, I think, or was that 2000?
Right.
One of the two. Well, yeah. Keenan and Kel 99. I put all that because all that season 5 was a. I thought it was a solid season. That's the season where like all the girls left. It was just Christy. There was like you, Danny, Josh,
Josh,
uh,
Mark.
Keenan, and Nick. And y'all was like y'all did the Spice and Mark. And y'all did the Spice Boys, and y'all did all this other stuff, the convenience store. So it was
I'm
it
just
was it
surprised
was.
it didn't pop up on any list that I saw. Not even the list you gave me.
But
Uh, hmm?
probably because all that obviously came out in '92, and people probably weren't putting when it was still airing on their
Right.
list.
And
So
I mean, obviously, I knew it was on, but it just didn't seem like it was the most popular show at the time. And I seen the Amanda Show pop up on quite a few lists for 1999. Obviously,
yes,
that
I
was
think that's when it came out.
right. So maybe that had a lot to do with it. These are the lists are just showing kind of what came out because it's impossible to show all the TV shows that were out at a particular time. There's so many shows on television in general. So yeah, shout out to all that. Definitely was one of the best shows I would say during 1999.
And for me, this was this was almost number one because it was so short, so brief. But Freaks and Geeks, I gotta put this on my list. Uh, Group of freaks, group of geeks. Every time I talk about this show, you have yet to know what I'm talking about. So I'm
Nope.
gonna just keep it short.
Yeah, I just seen the cover of the show and I was like, "Oh, that's Freaks and Geeks." Never seen it. Never seen it.
Yeah, it was. I don't want to say so. It's a coming of age show, just like Boy Meets World, but of two different perspectives. That's how I would put the show. Anyways, we got our people suggestions. Um, we got Adam says South Park. John says Futurama. Brian says Futurama, and 90s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s says The Amanda Show. Um, those were our fan suggestions. Do you have any Hogans?
Yeah, and I'll just give a shout out to South Park because I was dope then. Hogan, and I think I know a couple people that have been on this show. So sorry if I feel you feel like it's a slight towards you and your performance, but it's not a good show. Passions, the soap opera. Have you seen this ever? No,
That's Elisa's on there, right?
I know, right? Yeah, I think she was on there. I'm pretty sure my cousin was on there. A couple people I know personally. It was a good hub for teen actors at the time. Obviously, it was a soap opera that involved a lot of teens. But every time I watched it, and usually it was because somebody I knew was on it, it was just horrible. It was a horrible show. And I'm not a fan of soap operas in general. And for them to try to redo it with teens, a lot of people loved it, but I didn't think it was good. It was one of the worst shows I've ever seen, and you could tell that it was bad because they've never tried to recreate the concept at all. There's not been any soap operas don't even come out no more.
I hated this show, Angela Anaconda. I hate it so much. I never even seen the show. Um, this movie came out. This movie is Digimon. All right, Digimon is also a show. I should put on my honorable mentions. But Digimon had a movie came out, and right before the movie, not a preview, not like you know how in the theaters they have the preview. It's not a theater preview. It's a part of the movie. 7 minutes, 7 minutes before this movie, she's on the screen for 7 minutes having a dream sequence, and they talk about Angela Anaconda coming soon. That ruined the whole show for me. The show could have been great, but it don't even look good. The animation don't even look good, and it 6 seasons. It was on for 6 seasons, and I think that's six too many. But
I mean, I've seen, definitely heard the name, never saw the show, but the name rings bells. Obviously.
hated it. So yeah, let's move on before I go into a little rant. Let's move on to songs.
All right, so yeah, there was tons of great songs in 1999. Very hard to pick one, and I love my top five actually. And my Hogan, even though it's the worst, it's still pretty. It's a great song in history. But the one I went to as far as my top song in 1990 is Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is Ficky Slim Shady. My name is
Okay.
um obviously Eminem is a lyrical genius, lyrical god. Hi kids, do you like violence? Like he had this total underdog story where he made it from the depths of battle rap to the highest heights of rap pop career that he pretty much invented, was dissing all the pop stars that I hated at the time. So yeah, my name is definitely my number one song from 1999, and it was hard to choose over these other great songs
Okay.
I have in my honorable mentions, but I think it definitely earned its spot.
Okay. Okay. My song of 1999 was probably, I don't want to say it was the song of 1999, but I've watched three different award shows from 1999 when they played them on MTV. This guy was nominated for almost every award for each show. Um, so I'm going to say Ricky Martin, "Live a La Vida Loca." Um,
Mm.
it's a song that makes you want to get up, it's a song that makes you want to dance. It's just one of those songs you got to move to, and yeah, and the video was nice too. So yeah, Ricky Martin, "Live a La Vida Loca." Uh,
Yeah, man, Ricky
definitely
Martin was
love it.
killing it back then. When you pull you out, I don't even know what he was saying. Living la vida loca. Yeah, he had us all living la vida loca. So yeah, moving on to some honorable mentions, which, like I said, I'm real proud of. Obviously, still Dre. Dr. Dre. It's just choosing one off the Chronic 2001 because since it came out in 1999, there's a bunch of hits on there. You guys can go back and make your pick your favorite for yourself. So Anxious by Genuine. It's just a classic R&B joint. And yeah, there's just if you heard it, you already know why it's just an amazing song. It's not really the top songs in 1999, but it's one of my personal favorites. Now, a song that was a top from 1999 is that Bling Bling. Every time I come around your city, bling, and it's still that term still holds true to this day. Everybody's still getting the bling. You don't even got to say it twice. You could just get to hit them with the one bling. Everybody knows what you're talking about. Wished I could have chose back that ass up, but was actually dropped in 1998. And then one of the best slept on artists of all time, and I've already mentioned him once because this is the year 1999. Or I've already mentioned him once today. Let me see that thong, baby. When did you go better? Baby, when did your booty go? That thong, 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 thong. Yeah, come on.
I swear, I was about to say. So before you even said that, I was about to say, if you say Cisco, I'm leaving.
Cisco,
So,
one of the best R&B artists of all time. That boy Cisco, obviously he became a joke because of his platinum hair, gold hair, the thong song. But if you look
doing
at
the flip for no reason,
doing flip, that's what makes him one of the best. What do
doing
you
the flip on
mean?
the beach.
Yeah, amazing, amazing.
Okay,
That's Chris Brown. That's Chris Brown's father right there. You lucky this wasn't my favorite. It could have been my favorite. You lucky Eminem put out My Name Is that straight hot fire. Otherwise, Thong Song would have been the Unleash the Dragon. Now, I know the entire Unleash the Dragon album front to back, similar to how I love Lauryn Hill's album at that time. I was a big fan of Drew Hill. So it just is what it is. Now, we can talk about what happened after that. Not much, but in 1999, there was no messing with that boy Cisco. So, uh, definitely my top honorable mention. You just make me want to switch it to my
it's
favorite
like
now. You make me want to slide down
this
my
is like
list and put the thong song top song of 1999 because that's it. It just is what it is. Platinum hair it all. Platinum hair it all. We don't care. Backflips in the sand, all over the beach. He made the thong popular. I didn't even know what a thong was before 1999.
because you was too young in 1999.
Baby, make your booty go.
Anyway,
Wait,
anyways,
wait.
back to
Turn
something
down my mic for
that's
this one. Turn it down, Mister. Yeah. Can I get a of you? What's up? What's up? Come on, you like the I'm getting it down because it's down because.
So we're moving on to my honorable mentions. I want it that way because obviously from my albums, I got No Scrubs TLC because all right, you
Absolutely.
got to, you know, and I just left it at two because I'm like there are more songs, but I just left it at these because I just felt like these these can compete against any three groups of songs in 1999. Not to put your songs out on the spot, but
Nah. I mean, thong songs definitely beating out all those, so it's all good.
uh, all right. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Uh 80s, 90s, and 2000s era said Jessica Simpson, I want to love you forever. Uh Brian said What is so different by Genuine. Uh Adam said Lit, my own worst enemy. Or Lit and then my own worst enemy. And then John said Marvelous 3, Freak of the Week. So yeah. Those are some songs, but now we gotta talk about some Hogans.
Yes, sir. And man, I hate to put down this sister, but I just could never get with this young lady. She put out pretty much just one song at the time, and really she became a one-hit wonder. She came out with some other stuff and became an actress later. But this is Macy Gray. I try. I try to make them I mean I do. Anybody way man, trouble. Anybody find it clear. Macy Gray, I try. I try to make them I choke. What she said goodbye, but I choke. I don't even know what she's saying in this. This reminds me of like the penny in a hole in it era where you just say anything and people just swallow it up. Um, what do people see in Macy Gray? I don't know. She smoked a lot
I
of
don't
cigarettes.
know either. It's
She
probably
just smoked a
her
lot of
voice.
cigarettes.
It's probably her voice is why they like her because it's so different. But I don't like it.
Yeah, she was a very strange person to me. So she got the Hogan from me. Better actress. I thought she was decent actress, but that's
Uh,
career.
my Hogan is for Lip Biscuit for the song Nookie. Yes.
I did it all for the nookie. Yeah, the nookie. Yeah, so you can get the cookie and save it up your ass.
That was our year in review for the most part of 99 for our 99th episode. So tell the people where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me at leeboytv.com right now, especially if you're in the LA area. I want you to definitely tap in with the Slink Johnson show that we got coming out on July 31st. I will not be doing my stand-up routine, but I will be hosting a host of a slew of comedians, including Fatima, Talia, Mateen Stewart, Charles Kelly, Slink Johnson himself, and we're going to be having a roast battle. Obviously, with this being our 99th episode, we want to remind everyone to get in your 100th celebration videos in appreciation to us and especially Prime for starting the Prime Nostalgia podcast. So this is 99, y'all. 99, get ready for that. 100 is about to go down. So yeah, please show us some love and tap in with Leeboy TV across all socials.
Yeah. Don't forget to send in the videos. Send them to
Get those
me
in.
or at Prime Nostalgia at Gmail. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at KVNG Prime Time. Follow the podcast at Prime Nostalgia Pod. Yeah, so from Lee Boy, from me, coming in the year 1999. Let's see. We're gonna play Prince. Now we're not gonna play Prince, but we're gonna act like we Prince and party like it's 1999.
This is
While
number
we
99, 100 episode
yeah,
coming next, y'all. Don't forget, that's the reason why we did this whole thing.
yeah,
99th episode, man.
yes.
Something to celebrate. So,
Yeah. So obviously, prime time is all the time.
hey.
And we out.